This is something I've created.
We did a lot of research to conceive the idea.
We spent months getting it correct.
We hope the industry will take up our idea.
Finally, it is ready and operational.
Just in time for Spinovax. For Spinovax.
For Spinovax. Yeah!
Tired of walking, cycling or driving? How about creating your own personal rapid mode of transport or PRT? Capable of being assembled within 10 man-hours by an experienced DIY user, the PRT is environmentally friendly using a battery as its power source, reducing your carbon footprint. Able to move on slopes or flat terrain, the speed and distance traveled depend on the weight of the rider. A flying vehicle that is fully autonomous. The flying machine can stabilize itself in the air and navigate from one beacon to another using indoor localization sensor. Conceptualized and put together over 6 months, the vehicle also has an image processing capacity, so color strips can be used to navigate it. Recycling of canned drinks, a fairly difficult task and one that could be messy as well. A better solution, the can crusher, a fully automated system for compacting recycled cans. Able to hold up to 200 cans, it is ideal for food courts or even for public use. Reliable and efficient, the can crusher is the first in Singapore. It goes where no man dares. It seeks out signs of life in disaster areas too dangerous for man to enter. The life seeker, mounted with sensors and microphones, enters a danger zone and scans the area for survivors, releasing sensor balls to pick up signs of life. The signals are then relayed to the rescue operator team, who then commences rescue. A 2-in-1 lavatory fixture for public restrooms. The combined urinal and hand wash faucet in a single unit offers convenience to the user and water and space saver to the provider. Not only can you now pee, but also wash clean at the same time in one unit. The idea was a practical one, a solar-powered golf car. In implementing it, a data logger was set up, tests conducted, and the operational data of the solar golf car collected and analyzed. The aim was to study the performance of the golf car and investigate the impact of solar system applications on the environment and the energy storage on the car. The golf car was then tested under practical conditions. Straw Postman, a slick stereoscopic animation production which saw students tweaking animation elements to project a 3D effect. When implementing their idea, students learned valuable production timeline differences between creating mainstream animation and stereoscopic versions. Straw Postman, a successful blend of storytelling and technology. A Toast of Love is a romantic comedy with a strong Singapore flavor. Students had to conceive and implement their creative ideas on a shoestring budget and within tight deadlines. The outcome? A script generously peppered with Singaporean-sounding lines which went down well with local audiences.
Owen! Do you remember this song? We heard it the first time we met. Gina, I thought about this for a very long time already.
Sit down, this is so embarrassing.
Will you be my 最亲 wife?
Of course, it's really hard, but
a 2D piece of artwork inspired by an old clock that was taken apart. From the artwork, a series of lines and planes were extracted, which were then composed in 3D models based on the keywords of balance, rhythm, and density. Functions were introduced in the following stages, first in the guise of a lamp, and then infused with architectural functions into a pavilion. Love is unpredictable. The Griffin and Sabine trilogy is a story of unconditional love. This project seeks to create a transporter which will unite the two separated lovers. Deriving its initial idea from a mechanical fan, the transporter inverts and unites two propeller covers as its main body. The transporter is unique in its simplicity. Designed for Griffin, it embodies masculinity and strength in its structure. Current methods to remove toxic heavy metals often involve expensive chemicals. A possible alternative is to use renewable biomass like lemon skin powder to remove toxic metal for wastewater treatment. Besides reducing the cost of water treatment, this method also prevents pipes from clogging, leading to an overall reduction in the generation of toxic sludge. They came up with this unique drink because they wanted to diversify the usage of rice vinegar and edible flowers. Rice vinegar because it has many health-enhancing properties, and edible flowers which are known for their antioxidative activities but are currently only marketed in dried forms. The result, an interesting mix that will go down well with many. A showcase of the potential that Singapore Polytechnic has to offer. Industry partners and companies can collaborate with us to enhance opportunities for students and customers. Our state-of-the-art facilities are available to help bring ideas to reality.
It's been hard work, but I've learned a lot from my 3 years here.
There are so many things I still want to try.
I've learned so much during these 3 years, but there's still many things I want to learn.
I hope industry take us up on our offers. It's time for us to give back to society what we have learned.
To make a difference, to create a legacy.
To create a legacy.
To create a legacy.
A legacy. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Yukwi, your MC for this graduation ceremony. To start off, we will be screening some announcements. There will be videos after the announcements. Do sit back and enjoy the videos as you look back at the 3 years the graduates spent at a Polytechnic. The videos also include highlights of principal's speech at session 1 of the graduation ceremony. Finally, if you are receiving your diploma, please return to your seats after you have collected your diploma. Please remain seated and avoid moving around or talking during the ceremony. Thank you for your cooperation.
Three years ago, I welcomed you, the class of 2011, to SP during your freshman orientation program, as a group of teenagers fresh out of school. Today I stand with pride before you as I send you off from SP as a cohort of confident young men and women to a new phase of life, ready to serve with skill. Singapore Polytechnic was founded on the motto, berkhidmat dengan keahlian, meaning to serve with skill. It captures vividly SP's mission to develop talents in the service of Singapore and to make the world a better place. Towards this end, our commitment to nurture you to be life-ready, work-ready, and world-ready remains at the heart of all we do. In SP, as you probably heard it many times, we encourage you to go MAD, M-A-D. We want you to make a difference. You first made a difference to the community by participating in the Flag Day during the first week of joining SP. If you remember, you collected a record of $170,000 for the President's Challenge. But the act of giving is not a one-way street. For many of you, participating in community service projects has also been an eye-opener, and sometimes it was heart-wrenching. We strive to provide you with as many opportunities as possible to experience a different culture, learn from the best, and to change your perspective of the world. Last year, we sent 2 students for a 10-week internship at the Harvard Medical School's Children's Hospital to open their eyes to the world of research and how the best minds are finding solutions to the world's problems. The spirit of tenacity to excel goes beyond the classroom. Among our graduating cohort, we have many team captains and players from 9 national championship teams in a variety of sports and CCA. They have brought glories to Singapore and SP, and I thank you for your fighting spirit. What I've shared with you are snippets from your collective experience. But these stories are also our pride. They serve to remind my colleagues and I about our shared purpose, the reason why we chose to be in SP, to provide the best possible learning experience that will prepare you to be future ready. Singapore Poly can show you the horizon and provide the opportunities, but only you can open the window to a world of possibilities. Finally, dear graduates, wherever you may be, remember we are SP, and remember to serve with skill. We are very proud of you. Thank you.
Being part of the Youth Olympic Games as a young ambassador given by the Singapore National Olympic Council was one that I have never dreamt of getting. Shortly after, SP gave me the privilege to be the last torchbearer in the torch relay of the YOG, of which I lighted the quadrant alongside many ministers and our principal. So this is the route that I took during my run, and what I felt during that run is not something that I can easily put into words. The crowd running with me, the loud cheers that I got made the entire atmosphere very exhilarating. Picture yourself in front of a crowd cheering you on, and you can imagine how surreal that must have felt. And I would like to thank SP for this once-in-a-lifetime experience, which is something that I will never forget.
Hi, we're Suntec City, and this is SD's FYP Graduation Showcase. This is Unreal. There's a game that was done over the course of 10 months with 6 people, and I was the team lead of this game. Unreal is Japanese for vengeful spirit, so this is a game that puts you in the shoes of a ghost instead of a human. Because this game is of an uncommon genre, we've had a few design and direction disputes over the course of development, and as the team leader, I have had to step out of my comfort zone to try and get people thinking in agreement to get this thing going. Overall, I think this is a rewarding experience for me because even though it was stressful, I think I learned a lot of things over the course of these 10 months. I'd like to thank all my lecturers and all my friends who have helped me over the course of these 3 years to make this project possible.
When I was Sec 3, I first chanced upon an article on breakdance which sparked off my interest in dance.
So when I came into SP, I'm glad to have the opportunity to join the SP Dance Club and further my passion in dance. For me, the most memorable experience I had in SP Dance was the opportunity to choreograph a piece for Waze, which is the SP annual dance concert. And for this particular piece, we spent many nights racking our brains for ideas for the showcase. Eventually, the concert was a success, and after seeing how well received it was, I felt that my effort was all worth it.
Being in SV, it has given me a lot of opportunities to travel around the world. For example, I was selected to go for the Maritime Experiential Learning Camp, where my friends and I went on board a cruise ship and we sailed to places like Penang and Phuket. And during this entire camp, we had talks and workshops that were both inspiring and motivational. Apart from this, I also participated in different kinds of ice-breaking games, as well as coming up with different kinds of group skits and presentations. And I felt this entire experience very enriching, interesting and fun because I get to bond with my peers as well as gaining leadership skills and cooperative spirit.
One of my memorable experiences that I had in SP was my overseas community service trip that I had in Shanxi, China. The purpose of the trip was to design and build a communal garden for a village. As there were many students from different courses but within our ABE school involved in this project, I was able to make many new friends. And through this whole process, we met up to discuss about design ideas and events that we'll be organising for the villagers. Through this, I also learned the importance of teamwork, and I was able to tap on everybody's expertise and we really bonded well to complete the project. I would like to thank all my lecturers who have helped and guided me in the past 3 years, especially Dr. Chong, who accompanied a group of us to Shanxi for an overseas community service project. He inspires me to use my creativity to help those in need. This brings about great meaning when I design. Thank you, Dr. Chong.
As Vice President of the SP Debating Society, my team and I organised training sessions for fellow debaters, alongside many social gatherings where we tried to spread the debating culture in SP. These contributions led me to being awarded the SP Excellence Award this year. It's something that I am thankful for, and it is an honour to be awarded this accolade by Singapore Polytechnic. My proudest achievement in SP would have to be in 2009, where the SP Debating Society won the Inter-Polytechnic Debating Championships for the first time. I was in the team that clinched the title, and I remember feeling very happy as all our hard work had finally paid off and we had brought glory to SP that year.
I am from SP Ambassadors. We are student ambassadors representing the Polytechnic in various events and offering our assistance throughout the year. Our area of expertise includes ushering and guest relations. One of the most memorable duties which I had taken part in would be the SP graduation ceremony, in which I have been helping out for the past 2 years. I believe it has been very unforgettable because I actually have the chance to see my seniors graduate live in front of me. Recently, my club won the Excellence in Service Award for the 3rd consecutive time. We are a service club and we are doing what we are doing because we love doing it. And awards to me personally is secondary. However, it's still very nice to know that at the end of the day, the school actually recognizes our efforts.
My proudest moment in SP was when I received the Excellence Award during my internship at Jurong Island. The company that I worked at was Petrofac. So this award was based on a 6-week assessment done by the course instructors. And when I received the award, I was very surprised because there were many candidates actually vying for the spot. During the 6-week course at Jurong Island, we had many practicals and tutorials itself. What we learned was how to run the petrochemical plant equipment such as the furnace, distillation column, and heat exchangers. And we also experienced work shift, and the night course was pretty grueling. But fortunately, with my course mates, we managed to survive the whole ordeal.
I was the Vice President for SPBP Mentoring Club during my second year. During my SPBP Mentoring Club days, I was posted to Queenstown Family Service Centre to conduct mentoring sessions. There, the mentoring session is divided into two parts: the tuition section, where we assist the kids in subjects that they are weak in, and for the mentoring section, where we have the time to talk to the kids about their own personal life and to ask them about how their day have been so far. One of the most unforgettable experiences that I ever had was when my mentee came up to me to talk to me about her own personal problems. I felt heartened to know that she could trust me so much and that we have cultivated a close bond between the both of us. I felt happy to lend her a listening ear and to give her my utmost support. I would like to thank Singapore Polytechnic for giving me this opportunity to undergo this whole experience.
Always take pride in everything that you do and don't give up when you are faced with challenges. Live life to the fullest without any regrets.
Well done in surviving these 3 years, and I would like to leave you with a quote, which is, people in the winner circle don't work harder, they just work smarter, and I wish you all the best.
To all fellow graduates, pursue your passion, follow the path of excellence, and success will chase after you.
You only live once, so work hard, live your dreams, and all the best.
In life, there are bound to be challenges, but always remember that there's never one challenge that you cannot overcome. Always set high goals, persevere, and never ever give up.
Each year, Singapore Polytechnic is proud to honour our top graduates, outstanding individuals who have achieved academic excellence. This year, we pay tribute to the following 7 graduates who have made their mark of distinction with us. What Teng Kai Yuan wanted after achieving stellar results for his GCE O-level examinations was to have an enriching learning journey that would offer experiences beyond the classroom. This former student from Gan Ning Seng School believed SP would give him that edge. 3 years on, he is positive he has indeed made the right choice. Kai Yuan was selected for the SP Outstanding Talent Program, which gave him opportunities to participate in high-level events such as the Temasek Dialogue in 2010. His SP experience also included an internship in Beijing with Pratt and Whitney and a community service trip to Timor-Leste. With a perfect GPA, the top graduate from the Diploma in Aeronautical Engineering is a Lee Kuan Yew Award winner. Today, Kai Yuan continues to be an active volunteer in his Kampong Glam ward and gives tuition to students in physics from his secondary school. Lim Hui Yin made a critical decision to switch to a polytechnic just months before taking her GCE A-level examinations. The former Presbyterian high school student wanted to pursue her dream of becoming a licensed aircraft engineer. She chose a diploma in aerospace electronics at SP and excelled in her studies during the 3 years. This Lee Kuan Yew Award winner counts hard work, discipline, and a little bit of luck as the ingredients for her success. She values the industrial training program experience she had at Longgen Aviation Company in China. Not only was she given the opportunity to practice what she'd learned, she also brushed up her Mandarin along the way. A compassionate person at heart, this avid martial arts enthusiast has volunteered her time in overseas community programs in Cambodia and Indonesia. She plans to return to Cambodia to continue her volunteer work before pursuing her degree in the near future. Sean Lee Teck Brin is proof that one can be equally competent in sports and studies. This Lee Kuan Yew Award winner was so determined to join SP that he applied under the direct Polytechnic admission scheme in order to secure a place in his preferred polytechnic and course. His 3 years at SP is filled with memorable highlights, including representing Singapore for the inaugural Youth Olympic Games. He was also the final torchbearer for the journey of the Youth Olympic Flame in the Southwest District. His achievements in SP include winning the SP Sportsman of the Year and the Model Student Award. This top sportsman, who won the IODA Optimist World Sailing Championship back in 2006, believes he can go even further in his sailing career. His dream is to make it for the Olympic Games in London next year. Thomas Lim Ting Wen's active participation in drama projects in his Catholic high school days fueled his passion and love for drama. The winner of the To Chin Chai Gold Medal and top graduate from the Diploma in Applied Drama and Psychology, Thomas's ultimate vision in life is to be an applied drama practitioner working with different communities, especially with youth and marginalized groups. He counts Age, a devised drama performance which he directed and staged with his classmates for Celebrate Drama 2009 as one of his proudest achievements to date. Age, which stands for Hospice, explored different perspectives on sickness and death. In order to add realism and depth to the performance, the students made several visits to the hospice. That dramatic experience, coupled with his attendance at the International Drama Educators Association World Congress in 2010, has inspired Thomas to pursue a degree in drama from one of the leading applied theatre universities globally. For someone who could hardly speak a word of English when he first arrived in Singapore, Lee Yan has come a long way. The former River Valley High School student believes that the word failure should never be a part of his vocabulary. His passion in information technology motivated him to do well and consistently achieve a perfect GPA score for the examinations. For his final year project, Lee Yan decided to develop a mobile learning web application that would help SP students. The application to enable students to retrieve curriculum information readily will soon be implemented in SP. A highlight in Lee Yan's SP career was the opportunity to present to an audience of 500 CEOs and COOs at the Windows 7 launch last year. That is the most magical and memorable moment in his life. Lee Yan is the proud recipient of the Lo Guan On Gold Medal and will pursue a degree in Information Systems under the Kent Ridge Undergraduate Scholarship from NUS. Vicky Lau first started dabbling with the Windows Movie Maker software when she was a student at CHIJ Carlton Convent. That interest sparked her desire to be a part of the creative media industry. Her 3 years at SP's Diploma in Digital Media helped her shed her shy nature and made her more confident. She was president of the SP Videography Club and was selected as one of the pioneer batch of students to participate in the NUS MDA Singapore Hollywood Attachment Program at the University of California in Los Angeles. That experience made Vicky even more determined to pursue academic excellence. Not only has Vicky topped her course, she has also been awarded the Chua Chor Tik Gold Medal. This steely young lady will be pursuing a degree in visual effects at the famed Savannah College of Art and Design under an artistic scholarship. Kang Kok Wei's educational success is a credit to his parents and his special teacher. Although he did poorly for his PSLE, his parents did not reprimand him but encouraged him to try harder. At Hougang Secondary School, a caring teacher guided and motivated him to make a difference in his life. That belief and faith in him spurred him on to excel in his studies. He graduated with a maximum GPA of 4.0 from ITE and chose to come to SP to pursue a diploma in clean energy. Today, Kok Wei is the proud recipient of the Tay Eng Soon Gold Medal, which is awarded to a former ITE student who has excelled in SP. For all the successes Kok Wei has had with his academic career, he has not forgotten to give back to the community. He gave free weekly tuition to students at the Clementi Student Services Center for 3 years and was president of the Rotaract Club. Kok Wei's story is an inspiration to many. and an encouragement to never give up. These top graduates have done Singapore Polytechnic proud, and their stories will serve to inspire others to achieve academic greatness. We wish them the very best in their future endeavours.
Ladies and gentlemen, the graduation ceremony will begin shortly. Please switch off your handphones or put them on silent mode if you have not done so. We have arranged for official photographers to take photos of all graduates receiving their diplomas. There is no need to come to the front to take photographs during the ceremony. I will be inviting you to stand when the academic procession enters and leaves the convention hall. Lastly, dear graduates, please ensure that you have your admission ticket and identity card with you before joining the queue to receive the scroll box on stage. You will be issued with a card lock-on ID and password as you leave the stage. Please keep the card, as you will need it to place your order for photos. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. gentlemen, please be seated. Our guest speaker, Mr. Dirk Peter van Leeuwen. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the 51st graduation ceremony of the Singapore Polytechnic. At this third session, we will be presenting diplomas and other awards to graduates from the School of Electrical and Electronic Engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest speaker this morning is Mr. Dirk Peter van Leeuwen, Vice President of Red Hat Asia Pacific Private Limited. Mr. van Leeuwen is responsible for expanding Red Hat's presence in the Asia-Pacific region and for establishing Red Hat as the operating and middleware platform of choice for enterprises and small and medium-sized businesses. He oversees all sales, marketing, and services throughout the region. Mr. van Leeuwen has vast experience in the IT industry and has a deep understanding of the enterprise software market and the channels in Europe. Prior to working in Red Hat, he held the positions of European Director for Planet Web Incorporated and the Director of Northern Europe for Santa Cruz operation, where he built their sales operations in Benelux and the Nordic region. It is now my pleasure to invite Mr. Dirk Peter van Leeuwen to deliver the graduation address. Mr. van Leeuwen, please.
Members of the Board of Governors, Mr. Tang Hang Cheong, Principal, Singapore Polytech, distinguished guests, parents and graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So as you just heard, my name is Dirk Peter van Leeuwen. I'm 45 years old. I'm Dutch, and I'm very happy to live in Singapore for the last few years. It's a really great city to live in, it's a great country, and I'm extremely honored to be here today. So it's really a great honor to be invited to you and address you, graduates, and it's great also for you, relatives, friends, parents, who have been supporting these people, and you have been there to make many sacrifices for them. So this is a very special day, and you've been part of making this day for them. You must be very proud of all these people. So to you graduates, I like to say that today is a very important day of closure for you, and you've spent many times here at the Singapore Poly. You've actually made quite some important choices for your future. You chose what study direction you wanted to do, and you chose what you wanted to graduate in. So here you are now. Your study at the Singapore Polytechnic is over, and you gain a lot of know-how. But how now? The one thing I can tell you from my own experience is that no matter how you plan your life and your career to be after this, it is bound to be very different. And I can be a witness to that, and I'll give you some examples of my own personal life to sort of tell you how things can go. But let's first ponder a little while of how some of you can have a major career. Maybe some of you will be running a large, big enterprise, or maybe you will make a significant contribution in whatever way that may be, and some other people may not. So you can ask yourself, is it because of how clever I am? And you all are very clever people, I know that. Is it about what your next study will be about? Is it about luck? Or is it maybe about who you know? For sure, it's probably about a lot of things that are a combination of the ones I just mentioned. But I believe, my firm belief is that it's about one particular thing. It's about one thing that differentiates you and other industry leaders from their classmates. It's really a question for yourself to ask. If you look at people like Steve Jobs, or you look at Bill Gates, why are they still leading these large companies? Or even if we take it closer to Singapore, I've been wondering why the Minister Mentor has been leading Singapore for 52 years. That's a long time. So, is it because they are better qualified than anybody else? Is it because they know more? Or is it maybe because they still want to make more money? Actually, I believe that the one thing all these very successful people have in common is passion. It's passion for what they do, it's passion for what they believe in, and it's the passion for the dedication that they've given to their job. So, my address to you is that basically no matter what it is that you are passionate about, if you do whatever you want to do, and you do it with passion, you will almost automatically be successful in it. So last Friday, in preparation for this speech, I met Director Ng, and he mentioned to me that these days there is a huge selection of directions that you can study here at the Singapore Polytech. And the reason why this is because the students will be given the ability to study exactly that thing that they are passionate about. And I think that is really a great thing, because it allows you to develop the qualities that you care about, and it gives you the opportunity to excel in them and to grow and build your own career on that. Still, the route that you have been defining for yourself a couple of years ago may not be the route that you will end up, living your career in, but that's fine too. As long as you are passionate about what you are doing and make sure that you keep doing everything you do with a form of passion, and you will be successful. Let me give you some of my personal life experience. So when I finished my education, similar to yours, I was in the Netherlands and I finished my technical computer science study. And I was very happy that I finished that study, and I found myself a graduate position at a company in Texas in the US, a company called Memorex Telex. I was extremely excited to go there because, one of the things I really always liked to do was, see something of the world and travel, and working for such a company as a graduate to me was already a major opportunity. So I was looking very much forward to that. Unfortunately, though, it didn't work out that way for me, because at that time it was very hard to get a working permit, and the US government decided that I was not important enough, and I didn't get into the country. So here I was at the very last minute. I found out I couldn't get this graduate position in the US, and I ended up picking up a graduate position, one of the very few left in the Netherlands at that time, and I became a programmer. So not at all what I was looking for. I became a programmer, and I still gave it my 100%, because this is how my father brought me up. He said, whatever you do, do it and give it your 100%, and don't give up. So I didn't give up, and actually I found some things in that job that I really liked, and I became successful in it. And before I knew it, they were giving me a leadership role, and a couple of years later I was running a department of 16 developers, and they were all developing in C and C++. So that was nice, and I loved what I was doing. But one of the things I always liked about living my life in practice was finding the boundaries of what I was actually asked to do. I always would go outside of what was asked of me. Just do a little bit more, do something more exciting. Otherwise, life, I found gets boring. So I was there at this company, and I designed a system for cash registers, because it was a company that I worked for, was a Japanese company, and they designed cash registers. And I designed a cash register running Unix. And you graduates will probably know what Unix is. And at the time, the Unix you could use for Intel was a Unix called SCO Unix, Santa Cruz Operations. So I used SCO Unix, and I changed the kernel so that it would fit on a very small footprint inside the cash register. Now, it wasn't really that exciting, but it was great, and nobody had done it before. And the company SCO found out about it, they heard what we were doing, and they brought one of their prospects from the UK over to look at the solution we built. So I presented that solution to the customer, and I did it with such a passion and enthusiasm that after that the customer decided to buy the product from SEO. But not only that, SEO came back to me and they said, we're going to offer you a job because you're a good sales guy. And I actually didn't believe I was a sales guy at all. They hired me as a pre-sales consultant, as a solution architect. And I was the only guy in the Netherlands. There was no colleagues of mine. I was there on my own devices, and I had to find out what my job was going to be. So I decided to find again something outside of my boundaries, and I started recruiting partners, I recruited customers, and I built a sales organization. And fortunately, the people I worked for, they actually recognized my passion and they gave me the opportunity. Because this obviously is something which you need as well in life. You need to have people around you that give you the opportunity to excel and that want you to be successful. And again, I got the opportunity to grow myself and to grow my experience. And after a couple of years, I was running a sales organization of over 30 people. And all those people, they were in sales, they were in marketing, they were in pre-sales. And I was running a big organization for 7 countries in Northern Europe. Not that I had any studies and any background in that. So from there on after, I was in a complete different line of business. I was no longer a developer, and I've never really developed, although sometimes I can't stop myself. But I don't tell this to anybody. So I was creating business plans, and I was working on marketing. I was dealing with people issues on the human resource side. I was dealing with PR. I was dealing with finance. Basically, I did everything that a general manager needs to do. And I never really had the MBA study for it. So today I live in Singapore, and I'm a vice president of Red Hat. It's a company that does more than $200 million a year, and we have over 800 people in APAC. So the question obviously is, did I plan this career? No, absolutely not. I did not plan this career, and I'm sure that if I would have planned it, it would have ended up different anyway. But there are a number of defining moments in my life that I think all of you will have at some point, and I will share with you what that meant to me. To be completely honest, when I got offered promotions, they always came at a moment where I was really happy with what I was doing. I felt that the challenge I was in was great. I loved what I was doing. I felt in my right space. And then always at those moments, my boss would come and say, hey, you know what, DP, maybe we should give you a different role. And that took me completely out of my comfort zone, and I was initially thinking, yeah, but I really like what I'm doing. Why should I do this now? I definitely would love a job like that, but this is something that I foresee myself doing in a couple of years, but not now. Every single time this happened to me, I seized the opportunity, despite my own doubts. And this is one of the advices I wanted to give you. Seize the opportunity, because it comes unexpectedly and unplanned anyway, and you never know if it happens again. So I jumped in the deep end of the pool a couple of times in my life, and I fought through it. Now, trust me, it wasn't always easy. And many times I felt like quitting, giving up, because I didn't have the experience. I was confronted with all sorts of scenarios in life that you could never even imagine happen to you. But they happened to me, trust me. So how do you work through it? You plow through the difficult moments, and you get something that actually you can't be taught at school. Something none of you would have been taught here at school, because it's called experience. And that experience is what really led me through my career. That's what really helped me make decisions today even. Every decision I make is based on experience from the past. It's because I know what certain effects a decision will have and how it will actually pan out, or most likely pan out. So if it comes to making decisions in life, making important decisions, there's one other thing that I'd like to ask you to do. And that is to be prepared to make mistakes. Allow yourself to make the wrong decision. If you allow yourself to make the wrong decision up front, it's going to be much easier to change it afterwards. If you don't allow you to make errors and make the wrong decisions, your ego is going to be standing in the way of changing your decisions. And that's not a good thing either. So I've changed many of my decisions in my life. I've come back on my plans on doing things because I found out they wouldn't work that way. And it helped me forward. And people recognize it, and people will support you for it. So as you do it, you have to be honest. And you have to be honest to yourself. And you have to be really conscious of what you are doing and what the effect of your decisions will be on other people. So really, if there are 3 things that I can pass on to you today as a tip for the future, those 3 things are, first of all, be honest, be modest, and be committed to yourself and to the people around you. Secondly, seize the opportunities that you get, because they may actually pass and they may not come again. And thirdly, be passionate about everything you do, because your passion will always outweigh your other qualifications. I'll give you one more quick example of how passion can make people successful. There is this principle that I have when I hire people, and for most senior hires in the organization, I do the interviews myself, whether it's the last or the first interview. But at the time, I was relatively on my own. I was running the German organization for Red Hat, and I needed to find a salesperson. I had seen a CV. It looked okay, but all these CVs look the same at some point to me, and I want to understand whether the people have the passion. So I met the person, and I gave him 10 minutes for the interview because I was really in a hurry, and I had already seen like 6 or 7 candidates that really didn't qualify, and I was disappointed with the difficulty that I had finding the right person. This person was so passionate about working for Red Hat that he, in his 10 minutes, completely convinced me. And I didn't think twice. I was so convinced that he was the right person because of his passion that I hired him at the end of the interview, which is something I'd never done before, and I still hardly ever do. So I gave him the job, and at this point in time, he is the director of Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, and he's running a large organization, and his passion is getting him along the way further and further, and he's a very successful person. So today, your education will be defining what jobs you can get. It's really what you studied that is deciding where you can go next. You have been and you will be making very important decisions for the future. And at some point in your career, your education becomes less relevant, because at that point, it's going to be your experience that is going to count for you as your career opportunities evolve. It's going to be what you achieved in your work. It's going to be not just the diplomas you have, but it's going to be all in your CV. That will become your testimony of life. So before you get there, you have to be committed to the choices you make. You have to make a success out of every opportunity, even though it's not the one that you initially chose. So find the thing that you can expand to do outside your normal scope of work and excel in those. Do it with passion, and your contributions will be noted even before you realize it yourself. So this will give you true satisfaction. It will progress your personal life, it will progress your career, and you will not only be a joy for yourself, you will be a joy for everybody around you that works with you. So I can feel that you guys have a lot of energy. I can feel the energy in the room. You're all excited. You made it so far. You're very smart people. You have a fantastic career opportunity in front of you. So, here you are. You have all your know-how, and I hope that very soon you all will know how now. It's been a great pleasure, and it's been an honor for me to join you today to celebrate your accomplishments. I'm excited for you when you take these next important steps in your life. And let me congratulate you one more time and wish you a lot of success with your future endeavors and with your future career. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Van Leeuwen. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the presentation of diplomas to the graduates. This morning, we will be presenting diplomas and other awards to 555 graduates from the School of Electrical and Electronic Engineering. May I now call upon the Director of the School of Electrical and Electronic Engineering, Mr. Ng Weng Lam, to present the diplomas. Mr. Ng, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates for the diploma in Aerospace Electronics,
Amos Soon Eren, Ang Ming Jie, Quek Chin Yang, Neo Ku Wesley, Yam Thing Wee Terrence, Tang Chi Kit, Kyo Sien Chong Augustine, To Roy, Abdul Rahim Haja M, Abdul Rahman bin Abdul Malik, Ahmad Zaim bin Sumari, Arif Chitba, Benny Tan Tien Rong, Chia Ping Hung Andrew, Chen Wei Liang, Choi Chun Ho, Chao Ching Hua, Zhuang Xuetian, Feng Wei Hao, Ganesh Tamil Selvan, Go Cheng En Kenneth, Han Zhong Wei, Heng Wei Peng, Ho Yitan Stanley, Ho Zhixian, Hui Dika Eugene, Ying Yin Wei, Ivan Lai Jia Hao, Qi Han Xiang, Kyrie bin Zakaria, Ko Jing Seong, Ko Han Pin, Kush Sui Ching, Quek Liang Ching Gerald, Huan Zijian, Lau Kok Hao, Lo Deng Hong, Li Mei Chi Su An, Lee Man-kit Gerald, Lee Wei-hui Gerald, Lee Chu-ping Derek, Leon Ko Han Wen, Liao Hao Wei Melvin, Lester Wee Yong Xiang, Lee Ding Cheng, Liu In Chiet, Liu Li Tiang, Lim Chuan Han, Lim Chun Hao, Lim Ding Yuan, Lim Min Xiang, Lim Yong Ting, Lim Yu Sheng, Liu Sinda, Lok Wai Leong Leonard, Lonkel Benjamin Bernard Paul, Lo Chong Lin, Mitchell Louis Gun Kin Ho, Muhammad Azmil Azza bin Muhammad, Muhammad Daniel bin Muhammad Joha, Muhammad Ibrahim Aslam, Muhammad Shahir bin Thurab Shah Hajar, Muhammad Fahan bin Ahmad, Muhammad Kadzir bin Kamarullah, Muhammad Fatli bin Muhammad Isa, Muhammad Haziq bin Razali, Muhammad Khairul Nafis bin Jamil, Muhammad Shazani bin Muhammad Sani, Neo Tse Hui Edmund, Ng Han Ching, Ng Jin Yang John, Ng Kwang Yu, Ng Peng Hock Elvin, Ng Zi Zhuang, Ng Wei Ni Winnie, Nick Ko Jing Wei, Ong Eun Jie Gerald, Ong Hui Ting, Ong Wei Lie, Ong Yu Sheng, Ong Zi Liang, He Ying Hong, Pong Shiqi Hazel, S. Nanda Kumar, Samuel Lim Hui Jie, Samuel Tan Chi Wei, So Ziyang, Xi Hanxiang, So Wei Ting Vanessa, Suniljit Singh Gill, Tan Bao Kun Lewis, Tan Chi Seong, Tan Hong Zhou, Tan Kei Jun, Tan Li Hao, Tan Wei Sheng, Tan Yu Tian, Tay Pei Lei, Teo Kokshan Neville, Teo Tia Jun Kelvin, Terry Wong Yip Man, Ting Ki Hui Elvin, To Wei Jie, Toy Ming Xuan Jason, Victor Lin Yinze, Wahid Hussein bin Umotha, Wang Jiesheng Kitson, Wiwanto, Wong Rui Singh, Woon Buntek Eugene, Seong Yi Shun, Yap Shu Fan Don, Yap Wei Chuan, Yo Jin Yuan Guilford, Zhang Jiawei, Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates for the Diploma in Bioelectronics, Liam Li Ling, Alesko Chung Wei Wen, Chen Yanhua, Xu Wanyu, Chua Jingyuan, Fu Chuan Mao, Awansha bin Zailani, Jeffrey Ang Jinsheng, Ho Cheng Cheng, Krishna Aquino de Leon, Lee Jing-eun Joshua, Lim Hui-ti Teresa, Lim Rui-xiang, Montero Emmeline Charlotte, Muhammad Nizal bin Ibrahim, Nor Atira binti Ramat, Nor Shafika binti Yahya, Ramat Ilahi bin Samsudin, Raihan B. Rahiman, Rainer Chua Yue Chuen, Saif Muhammad Sharif, Shafina Begum B. Abdul Ghaffar, Sufyan bin Ismail, Han Tia Si Jasmine, Devagi Silvaraju, San Liling, Yung Sherlin, Yuninor Aziza binti Samsuri, Zhang Longfei, Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates for the Diploma in Electronics and Communication Engineering, Chua Junseong, Ko Hongwei, Mo Lon Pei, Sui Yun Khan, Ahmad Faiz bin Muhammad Ibrahim Sa, Ahmad Fatul Bari bin Muhammad Hambali, Tai Yini, Chia Kim Chu, Chia Yini, Denny Ho Swee Kiet, Faroz Khan bin Abdul Rashid, Go Wei Min, Hong Qiyu, J. Ganesh Ravindran, Ji Jiaqin Jeremy, Jarina Wong, Cao Wei Zong, Kanan Balakrishnan, Lai Yongxian, Liao Huixuan, Lee Songhe, Lim Chung, Lin Ho Shi, Lin Kai Ling Irene, Lo Chuan Kien, Muhammad Falik bin Abdul Rahim, Muhammad Fazal bin Abdullah, Muhammad Ayub bin Dawood, Muhammad Hafiz bin Jamaluddin, Muhammad Fazil bin Jafar, Muhammad Fawaz bin Sadiq, Muhammad Fuad bin Mahuri, Muhammad Haikal bin Syed Hussein, Muhammad Khairul Amam bin Selamat, Muhammad Rusti bin Raslan, Muhammad Shafiq bin Sulaiman, Muhammad Yusuf bin Abdul Wahab, Nasrul Ashraf bin Kaslan, Neo Yang Rui Kelvin, Eng Bing Shu Emmanuel, Eng Chen Ming, Eng Wing Pung, Nicholas Yeo Boon Chow, Nor Alina binti Shafi, Nor Hazwani binti Ismail, Nor Shazwani Tan Pei Fen, Nurul Jana binti Muhammad Janis, Ao Junjie, Sharul Fadli bin Janal, So Yujie, Su Weijian, Tan Ka Kok, Tan Yu Tin, Teo Dan Feng Yvonne, Tiu Hong Kiet, To Jun Hong, Wong Ding Feng Lester, Zhou Piang Win, Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates for the Diploma in Electronics, Computer and Communication Engineering. Chek Yi Wee, Demi Chong Ming Vui, Edwin bin Adrian Tanjong, Felicia Lim Shu Fei, Fu Ying Long Victor, Lee Tak Han, Lim Jin Rong, Muhammad Niza bin Salim, Muhammad Rohaimi bin Muhammad, Muhammad Hairin bin Abdul Rahman, Muhammad Noor Azaman bin Misbari, Ng Chin Lin, So Tuan Chun, Srinivasan Umayoru Pagan, Tan Yi Hao, Tan Jing Shan, Tang Kim Huat, Zhang Xueyan, Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates for the Diploma in Information Communication Technology, Muhammad Ada bin Asmam, Ng Ziliang Wayne, Ong Xiang Chen, To Jin Ming, Si Ye Wen, Abu Hamid bin Abu Shama, Elvin Ng Keng Hien, Ong Hen U, Benjamin Tan Ren Zong, Bian Jing, Ching Yi Sin Rochelle, Chong Kuo Ling Sherry, Chao Jun Hong, Dai Ro Chen, Damien Ng Leong Hui, Danel Muhammad Sim Wei Tie, I Tui Tui Nin, Ashton Chin Yen Kit, Franco Ho Kia Singh, Zhe Yujun Stephanie, Go Changhua, Go Shihan, Han Chi Siu, Han Pei Hui Vanessa, Hein Zheng Yu Dominic, Ignatius Tan, Intan Noor Raihana binti Abdul Kafiz, Jerry Tan Wei Liang, Joey Chong Ka Chin, Jonathan Lim Yong Sheng, Justin Chong Kai Wen, Kathigasan Jagatesan, Khairul Anwar bin Ismail, Khan Shahzada Halim, Hua Min Min Jolene, Lo Hui Ru Shamaine, Lake Wei Ming Desmond, Lee Boon Kwong Melvin, Lee Junxiang Daniel, Liu Bisi, Lim Shaoxian, Lim Yu, Lim Wei Peng Isaac, Lun Wei Chong, Lu Qingyu, Mahalakshmi Rajasegaran, Muhammad Salan bin Hassan, Muhammad Alhamdulillah bin Muhammad, Muhammad Ashraf bin Ajis, Muhammad Asruddin bin Ahmad Ruhuddin, Muhammad Fadli bin Sulaimi, Muhammad Fahan bin Khairuddin,
Muhammad Hafiz bin Muhammad Hussein Abdullah. Muhammad Nasrullah bin Abdul Latif. Muhammad Noor bin Muhammad Qasim. Nashita binti Muhammad. Noor Mary. Neo K. Singh. Eng Han Yang Alvin. Eng Mei Lian Serene. Eng Wee Lung Sebastian. Nolan binti Mota. Nor Azila binti Razali. Nurul Huda binti Muhammad Hussein. Ong Kong Chuan Galvin. Ui Xueting. Pang Tianjie. Pang Yen. Raja Sharul Nizam bin Raja Salim. Samuel Ang Chi Min. Shafizan bin Shabanin. Shamin Eng Guan Hua. Sit Cheng Yong Brian. Susanti. Tan Ching Xiong. Tan Si Thing. Tan Xin Yi. Tan Yen Wei, Chen Yen Wei. Tang Fei. Tang Siting Beverly. Che Sui Hao. Qiu Jiayi. Chiu Kok Sang. Qiu Qi Yun. Qiu Shiting. He Wei Liang. Tuong Tan Hai. Umar bin Rosli. Wang Ansheng. Wang Qiyang. Wang Yige. Wang Shibao, Wang Shiwei, Yap Sujin, Yap Yenching Clarissa, Ya Hock Long Jimmy, Yo Hong Wee, Yu Min Lee, Yin Xiao Wu, Yu Ping Hai, Zhang Shujia, Zhang Xiao, Zhou Li, Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates for the Specialist Diploma courses. Ong Ki-san, Chu Bun-hui Andy, Goh Eng-lok, Jo Kin-san, Mata Himabindu, Mong Zolet, Miat Tu, Myo Min, Ne Chi So Ong, Padmanaban Om Prakesh, Ponusami Lakshmanan, Ta Yaluin, Tet Nyang Win, Zaya Tun, Balumani Ramalingam, Bodgimka Srinivas, Murugesan Rajapriya, Song Wen Bing, Subramaniam Sujindranath, Valuru Krishna Kishore, Ho Tat Chan, Hak Swee Lai, Miat Koko, Eng Wee Kiet, Eng Wee Kun, Pancha Pakasan Ganesh, Ramasamy Kamaraj, Richard Jalan, Roy Destianto Halim, Shanmugalingam Prashanth, Teo Cheng San Sam, Eugerius Pio Rakesh Fernando,
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the list of graduates from the School of Electrical and Electronic Engineering. Thank you, Mr. Ng. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now present the prizes. May I invite Mr. Tan Hang Cheong, Principal of Singapore Polytechnic, to present the following prizes. Mr. Tan, please. From the Diploma in Aerospace Electronics course, receiving the Meritor HVS prizes are Edward Louis Chun Yap, Lim Cha Shing, and Joseph Lim Chun Kwang. Receiving the Hewlett-Packard prizes are Nigel Han Fu Hong, and Jane Ng Jie Yu. From the Diploma in Electronics and Communication Engineering course, the Singapore Telecommunications Prize, Muhammad Fadil bin Muhammad Arifin. The Quest Technology Prize, Lim Jin Xiang. From the Diploma in Electronics, Computer and Communication Engineering course, the Motorola Prize, Lim Zhi Yen. From the Diploma in Information Communication Technology course, the IEEE Singapore Communications Chapter Prize, Ashari bin Muhammad Ghazali. Receiving the Next Labs prizes are Neo Kai Lun, and Zhang Xi. The Motorola Prize, Nicholas Ng Bin Xian. The Singapore Telecommunications Prize, Wu Jian Ling. That concludes the presentation of prizes. Thank you, Mr. Tan. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now present medals to our top graduates for excelling in their courses of study. May I invite Mr. Dirk Peter van Leeuwen, Vice President of Red Hat Asia Pacific Private Limited, to present the medals. Mr. Van Leeuwen, please. Two silver medals are awarded for the Diploma in Aerospace Electronics course. The Motorola Silver Medal is awarded to Kim Yong-soo. The Singapore Technologies Aerospace Silver Medal is awarded to Temugilan Gandhi. The following graduate was awarded the Lee Kuan Yew Award at the first session of the graduation ceremony. Today, the European Aeronautic, Defence and Space Gold Medal, the Shell Companies in Singapore Prize, the OCBC Prize, the Singapore Technologies Aerospace Prize, and the Shell Merit Award are awarded to Lim Hui-in. From the Diploma in Bioelectronics course, the Star Medical Gold Medal and the Hewlett-Packard Prize are awarded to Elfira Nadia Binti Said. From the Diploma in Electronics and Communication Engineering course, the IEEE Singapore Silver Medal is awarded to Dong Xie Song. The PSA Gold Medal and the Institution of Engineers Singapore Prize are awarded to Ren Zhiping. From the Diploma in Information Communication Technology course, the Huawei International Silver Medal is awarded to Wang Zhe. The Singapore Technologies Telemedia Gold Medal and the Hewlett-Packard Prize are awarded to Teng Po Leong. That concludes the presentation of top medals. Thank you, Mr. Van Leeuwen. Ladies and gentlemen, giving the valedictory speech this morning is Jane Ng Jie-yu, a graduate of the Diploma course in Aerospace Electronics. May I now call upon Jane to deliver the farewell address on behalf of the new graduates. Jane, please.
A very good morning to our guest speaker, Mr. Van Leeuwen, member of the Board of Governors, principal, fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen. 3 years ago, I had the choice of coming to SP or going to a JC. It was a tough decision. However, 3 years on, as I look back on my Polytechnic days, I'm certain I made the right choice. In secondary school, studies used to be my top and only priority. I've always been told, if you don't study hard now, you'll suffer later. Well, this theory was debunked here in SP. Now, don't get me wrong, life in SP was hard work too. But in SP, we worked hard and played harder. I learned that life is not all about studying. It's about a balance of both studying and playing. It's about growing and being responsible for every decision we make. It's about maturing. That pretty much sums up what I've been up to for the past 3 years. I have fond and playful memories of my classmates, like attempting to study in the library, but always ending up playing the board games, or hacking into our friend's Facebook account when using their laptops. Well, the best of all was to laugh at each other's embarrassing moments. I could still remember caught red-handed, dozing off in lectures with embarrassing photos uploaded in Facebook as evidence. Unforgettable. We had our fun times, but we also set our priorities right. We studied as a class and motivated each other. Staying up late at night to rush through projects and reports was a routine. Remember the week we had to stay back in school till 11 p.m. for an assignment, only to realize later that the deadline was postponed? Everyone seated here must have shared similar memories with your classmates. Recall the overseas trips, CCA camps, mini-class gatherings, lectures, and tutorials you had. We have grown together with our friends. We have learned to handle both work and play, achieving the elusive work-life balance. Of course, these memories are only made possible with our parents, lecturers, and friends. To my parents, thank you for your unconditional love and support and for believing in me. To all staff of SP, thank you very much. Beloved EEE lecturers, thank you for guiding us and thank you for your words of wisdom. And to all TSOs, thank you for guiding us during our practical lessons. Lastly, thank you, my dear friends, for making my learning journey fun, for putting up with my nonsense, and for making a difference in my life. Let's put our hands together for these three groups of people. Thank you. Dear graduates, we have finally reached the finishing line of our 3-year marathon. After today, we will be embarking on new journeys, be it starting our careers, continuing with our education, or defending our nation. I believe that each and every one of us will shine individually in our unique way. So never forget that elusive work-life balance you learned in SP. Work hard and play hard. Congratulations, EEE graduates. We made it.
Thank you, Jane. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduation ceremony is now adjourned. May I invite all to stand. The procession groups will now leave the convention hall. congratulations. Please join us for the tea reception at the plaza outside the convention center. May I invite parents and guests to leave the convention center first. Have a good day.